Now we'd like to go to Professor Charan Singh. Is the challenges and the way forward that have been presented and highlighted by the keynote speaker, Dr. Loani, we see there is a huge financial need for the cities to achieve their sustainable development goals, which has also been highlighted just now from the Deputy Mayor of KMC as well. There is also a huge economic impact of the climate change to the cities, and it's more alarming in our South Asia region. In this context, how do you think that we have to be adopting the financing models that will be, in one hand, address the impact of the climate change, and on the other hand, it is within the limit of our economy? Will you also please share some initiatives on it that are taking place in India and also in South Asia? Professor Dr. Singh.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much for this excellent question that you have asked. I would like to take over from where she mentioned about what's happening to the local bodies. I totally agree. In case we want to bring in an effective change in climate issues, I think decentralized approach and community action is most important, because that is where the whole effectiveness would take place. In general, I would agree that in India we have lots of economic constraints and financial limitations on urbanization. About 35% of India lives in urban areas, which is large, and by 2030 will be 40%. And please remember, India's population is 140 crore. In Delhi, the capital city, we have 33 million people. In Bombay, we have 21 million. In Bangalore, we have 14 million. Huge urban centers. How do we finance these issues? So I think the best model, and I'll give you some illustrations from India, is the PPP model, the public-private partnership, and bringing in international finance. That's a very big help. And the global community and the national government and the subnational government understand the need. The issue of flooding has been referred both by the deputy mayor and the mayor, and these issues happen regularly in Bombay, and we are aware of it. How do we really modernize and make the cities resilient? I think blended finance plays an important role. In India, we are experimenting with green bonds. Our cities like Ahmedabad, Pune, Ghaziabad, Indore have experimented with waste management and public transport. The point which was made earlier, that 2% of GDP is lost while you are waiting in traffic jams. Extremely important. In Washington, I have seen that there is drone movement or cameras which decide where traffic jams are taking place, and immediately traffic police swings into action and ensures that traffic jams are minimized, because lots of pollution, apart from time wastage, takes place there. In a city in Pune in India, we have tried to do waste management, and we have improved it by having a fleet of 9,000 people whom have been trained as waste pickers. That's made a very big difference. In Uttar Pradesh, which is the largest state of our country, we are now experimenting with Miyawaki forests, clustered, focused forest. We are also planning from the waste management plastic roads one time, and that is helping us in a very big way. For the last 8 to 10 years, we have been experimenting with smart cities, and in the smart cities, the focus has been on infrastructure, and basically public transport is the key issue there. One good illustration where we are now bringing climate with the budget of the state, wherein we are engaging the local population, municipalities, is Orissa, another state, where we are looking at connecting it with the budget, and we are looking at impacting the water systems, because when there are unplanned rainfalls and heavy rainfalls, it's very important that the water moves out very quickly. Also, because these are having an impact, the floods and droughts, having impact on the rural livelihoods. Retrofitting has been discussed, and we are now in the stages of research on retrofitting in major urban areas for buses. But please remember, retrofitting is a medium-term solution, but then involves huge cost in terms of what all can you retrofit? The buses, the trucks, the tempos, the autos, the cars. It's a huge exercise that needs to be done. But if you do the retrofitting, then you need service stations across the country, and that's an important issue. In India, we have every 5 years a finance commission, which decides the allocation of resources from the center to the states and to the subnationals. Since the last two, we have included disaster management, where we have requested as a term of reference for the finance commission to decide how do we go to the subnationals and the municipal corporations to ensure that climate becomes an integral part of the planning. The central bank of the country, and I'm so happy that the former governor is here from Nepal, the Central Bank of India has been focused exactly on climate issues and have now started talking in terms of shared pool of bankable green projects. So all the financial institutions know that these are the bankable green projects and money is then redirected to them. We are also encouraging green financing by bringing finances, green finances, into priority sector. We have also played an important guidance note to now start financing renewable energy sources, and in that the most important thing we are doing is the solar thing. And rooftop solar projects are very extensively being financed in the country, and we are ensuring that the energy produced surplus in your house is connected to the grid, and therefore it's incentivizing in a very big way. The government of India has also played a very important role, and I'll just give you one illustration of massive LED bulb campaign to reduce emission by 40 million tons annually, which is making a very big difference in the country. The last point before I want to close, I want to mention about the lifestyle for environment, which the Prime Minister mentioned at COP26 in 2021, where he discussed about environmental conscious consumption lifestyle. And that would make life in the urban areas far more climate oriented and ensure that the emissions that are taking place from the urban areas are minimized. Last year, we have also introduced a special act in the parliament with focus on green hydrogen, green ammonia, biomass for energy and feedstock. So these are the various initiatives which we are taking in our country to ensure that we are climate more responsible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think some important points that were raised, I just would like to mention. In 50s, we developed Chandigarh, a very sustainable city, and that's doing very well. Right now, Government of India, we are developing Greater Noida, another very sustainable city. You're welcome to see it. As far as air pollution is concerned, we had a very big issue about 5 years back. We had crop stubble burning, and that was the issue. We have found alternate ways of handling the crop stubble, and that is to some extent helping us in handling air pollution. So those were the two questions that came. I would like to conclude by a suggestion.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very important, the point which he just made on the greenwashing. And therefore, I think we need to have in the region shared financing mechanism, which should become part of, like the European Green Deal in that region. I think we need the Himalayan countries come together and have something in the local area regional climate agreement, where dialogue should play a role and financing should play a very important role so that we can avoid greenwashing. Thank you very much.